education isn't given, it's taken. Now, what do I mean by taken? I don't mean snatching your diploma as you cross the graduation stage. I don't mean stealing a book from the library. I mean going beyond just what is given in school and digging deeper in meaningful ways. There are metaphorical vaults filled with bars of knowledge just waiting to be taken. And so today, I want to inspire you to plan an educational heist. You might be wondering, how did I become an expert at taking my education? I had help. A good heist has team members that specialize in different areas. My team includes my parents, my teachers, my friends, my community, and even my 5-year-old brother. Your team may look different, but then again, so will your heist, should you choose to go through with it. I've been in school every year since the age of 5, but I've been homeschooled from birth. Education doesn't necessarily begin or end with school. It's not confined to classrooms. The world is your university. To the parents in the audience, if you choose to join the heist, your role will likely be the financial backer. You have wealth. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, wealth of love and dedication. My parents didn't hold me in their arms until over a week after I was born. I didn't breathe fresh outdoor air until 3 months old. I ate through a tube until a year old. Born sick, sewn up and cut open multiple times, fighting for life, I was not in an ideal position to begin my heist. Additionally, my parents were not financially equipped when I came along. They were quite young, in university full-time, and were first-time parents to a child that needed multiple surgeries, specialized care, and around-the-clock monitoring. They didn't have money, but they supported me with so many other types of love. Notably, love, time, patience, and knowledge. The experts were concerned as to whether I'd have developmental delays in reaching my 1-year-old goals of waving bye-bye, picking up smaller objects, and pulling up to stand. But as a long-term hospital inpatient at 9 months and counting, I hit all of those goals. But I didn't stop there. I also learned how to read before I could even speak. A common parental saying is that I want to give you a better life than I had. And a large part of that is educating children, so they understand key concepts that are crucial for success in modern society. You don't have to end up having a strong background in education like my parents now do to do that. That's just our story. But I can say for sure that all parents have wealth to offer their children. Whether you support them unconditionally in endeavors you don't understand yourself, don't make excuses. Devote time after a long day of work to intently read with them, or teach them the art and the focus of a traditional handcraft. The wealth you carry as parents is invaluable. As far as the heist goes, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. First, realize the wealth that you have to offer. Second, don't be detained by standards or tradition. And third, don't overly rely on educational institutions to teach your children. The formal definition, as per the Oxford Dictionary of Education, is the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. Now, I don't quite agree with that last part. Given that students of the world are unique in their learning methods, age, passions, and background, systematic instruction, no matter how forward-thinking, can be confining and limits learners from reaching their full potential. Effective education should not only teach fundamentals, but also empower learners to navigate beyond the classroom, developing critical thinking skills and personal growth as they face life's challenges. Just like birds need both strong wings and open skies, students need both foundational knowledge and the freedom to apply it. So to the students in the audience, if you choose to undertake the heist, you will be the mastermind. There's a benefit to everything you learn. It's a common sentiment students have, wondering why they need to learn obscure facts or formulas if they're likely never going to use them in their lives again. And if I'm being honest, I still have so many of these moments, until I put things into perspective. I've come to realize that 1, being exposed can help you find your true passion or calling. And 2nd, learning difficult things builds pathways in your brain that are applicable to various other situations. Education is extremely important, even if you can't see the value right away. Like working out, it's not about the fast win. You need to keep going and focus on the small improvements before more significant results appear. This talk aims to help you create a blueprint for your master plan. Now let me tell you a story of the life of a bored high school student. Last year, this student was in the 10th grade, and they were learning as ideally takes place in school, but they weren't enjoying the content. Every week, the same monotonous mix of English, Chinese, math, humanities, PE, science, and well, to them, media and design class weren't that bad at all. But despite the great teachers the student may have had throughout their years in school, there was no change, no true choice, and essentially a lack of personal interest behind the education and what they were learning, other than getting good grades. At one point, this student finally decided to take matters into their own hands. Quite literally, may I add. They wanted to productively delve into their true interest, medicine, and thus, to the surprise of their parents, the student independently went home and dove into the science, literacy, arts, and design of medical studies. Yes, that student is me. I studied what I wanted to, but also what I needed to for school. I looked for learning opportunities online and found courses by accredited universities. With now skeptical and nervous parents, I took my upcoming birthday to my advantage and asked for gifts of surgical practice tools and a separate arm. Now, it's not a real separate arm, obviously, but it's a fake arm used for practice in drawing blood and placing IV catheters. I began the next stage in my heist. I went ahead and took the education that I wanted. I was finally content with what my educational system had become. My point here is that learning doesn't stop when school ends for the day. That's just when the possibilities truly begin. School is a crucial part of life, but it is at times limiting. Curiosity and intentional action outside the confines of school can lead people to even greater understandings and even greater acquisition of knowledge and skills. Feeding natural curiosity triggers the brain's reward system as well, releasing dopamine when we learn something new or solve a problem, creating a positive feedback loop that makes learning enjoyable. When we have the inquisitive freedom to explore topics that interest us, our brains are more engaged and more receptive to learning, leading to better retention and a greater sense of personal fulfillment. This way, your education can go beyond pure obligation, revealing a source of genuine happiness in learning. If you have even a vague interest in something, go and explore it. If a gem of knowledge catches your eye, go and take it. So to all of you masterminds out there, take note. When planning a heist, yes, pursue something that you're passionate about, but it's not necessarily only about that. You must be open-minded in obtaining knowledge and skills. So, as you've heard, I developed a heightened passion for and interest in medical-related studies. The only issue at present is getting there. My first obstacle, my mortal enemy, grade 11 chemistry. Now, don't get me wrong, I have an amazing teacher, and chemistry is a pretty cool subject, but it is hard. Look at this book. Everyone has that one subject, that one concept, that one thing they don't quite get right away. And for me, that's chemistry. But we all also have that one thing that we're passionate about, that we have an aptitude in, that we gravitate towards. What if we use our strengths to aid our weaknesses? What if we expand the range of our strong understandings to encompass those that we struggle with? For some, it could be making art to visualize mathematical patterning concepts. It could be going outside and studying nature to harness an understanding of sustainable business practices. For me, it was immersing myself in the application of chemical concepts such as polymerization, metallic bonding, and general reactivity through their use in medicine. Now, I don't quite understand those concepts completely yet, and I'm in the class. But anyway, I also reframed my thinking. Yes, chemistry is hard, but I love and have had an aptitude for sciences my whole life. My motto for chemistry became, it's still science class, and it's getting hard, but this is the class that will get you where you want to be. This led me from feeling dejected with the lowest scores I've ever received in my life to a point where I made improvements and I regained confidence in my learning. I didn't love the process, but sometimes you need to overcome struggle to get to your end goal. So to the students in the audience, the masterminds behind the heist, first, don't ignore your personal educational curiosity. Second, at the same time, don't discount school or foundational knowledge. And third, realize the value in overcoming obstacles. I want to speak to everyone now. Not just the parents, not just the students, everyone. Don't make excuses. If you really need or want money, you wouldn't hesitate to work for it, right? Apply that philosophy to learning. Humans have an innate hunger for learning, making use of their curiosity to evolve and to innovate. Here in this auditorium with a full lighting, sound, and cooling system in 2025, we must not forget that a mere 250 years ago, household electricity had not even been harnessed. None of this would have happened if people made excuses, inhibited their curiosity, and lost the courage to be educated. Exercising your inquisitive nature can do wonders for you and your education. As such, doesn't it make sense to take even small moments out of your day to learn something new? How many of you recognize this sound? Or that? How many of you recognize those sounds?
Yes.
There you go. The power of quick and efficient learning is widespread. How many of you often get sucked into a social media void for extended periods of time?
All the time, Anna.
Okay, and to be fair, sometimes I do too, which debatably can result in some learning as well. But if you spend more time on social media than intentional education, consider making a swap. Move away from the scrolling and get stuck in a good book, a fascinating article, a comprehensive website. In our place and time in the world, the opportunities are endless. You can learn from world-class chefs in the comfort of your own home. You can hold thousands of books at once in a small device. You can experience Ivy League university classes online for free. Take it upon yourself to explore your passions. So to anyone in the audience, anyone listening, first, work for the education that you want. Second, take any and all opportunities to learn. And third, try to embrace the educational moments in all situations. The education heist never has to end. You're immersed in a knowledge bank, so take it all. Whether you're a rookie educational thief or an experienced heist mastermind, share your skills with those around you. Pay it forward. Maintain that hunger from childhood to and through adulthood. If you learn how to educate yourself, don't be afraid to share it with others. During my most recent holiday, we stayed at home, but our curiosity knew no bounds. My 5-year-old brother and I planned to go outside and have an adventure every single day of the break. And so, we did. Through that, I reviewed and he learned about photosynthesis and pigmentation in plants. He reviewed and I learned the true importance of curiosity and living in the moment. Education is not merely a passive process of receiving knowledge within classroom walls. It's an active journey that begins from our earliest moments and continues in various forms throughout our lives. Those around us contribute to what and how we learn, and eventually we grow to have the capability to take things into our own hands. By transforming frustrating subjects into engaging learning opportunities and actively seeking out knowledge beyond the classroom, you can take ownership of your education, leading you to deeper understanding and genuine fulfillment. The key message is clear. Don't wait for education to be handed to you. Utilize your team. Whether it's through your upbringing, self-study, real-world experience, or formal schooling, seize every opportunity. Share your knowledge and create opportunities for others, making education more accessible and meaningful for everyone, and inspiring those around you. Dream big. Now, knowledge may be locked in a vault at times, but you have the combination. Don't be afraid to take your knowledge. So I implore you, take your education. Take your education, plan your heist, do whatever it takes to educate yourself. Do whatever it takes to educate yourself. Now, let the heist begin.